I do have a new proper game that I with any luck should be able to get through. This is actually something I should try to get running before anything else happens. I do remember, yes, I've gotten this to run before. It's actually a game I played many times. And unfortunately it does seem to be one of those games that keeps running even when the window's out of focus. Well, you might be able to recognize it now. It has something to do with The Simpsons, evidently. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the other music now. Yep, it's this game. And I'm going to go ahead and talk over this screen the whole time, because this does have the Simpsons theme playing over it. And with the whole Twitch music robot thing, I'm rather paranoid about this particular track, so pretty sure the rest of the game should be fine though. Yeah, but as you can see, the fact that resume game is kind of an option means that I've tested this out a little bit, but I haven't replayed the most of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start a new game now so I can stop being paranoid about that.
Hey! I'm endorsing a new cola, kids! And this one isn't poisonous to anybody!
That we know of.
New and improved Buzz Cola is made from only the finest sugars and waters. Plus, it has a special ingredient, too hot for the FDA. It'll give you the get up and go you need to do all the pathetic stuff you have to do. Try new improved Buzz Cola.
Cola. Must get Buzz Cola.
Yes, indeed, that is the plot of this game. Buzz Cola. Of course, we'll get a bit more counter after that in just a bit, but that's what motivates the old Simpsons protagonist and our hero for a couple of levels in this, Homer, to get off his butt and go to the store, which kicks off the tutorial level, or would if I hadn't already played through it, I think. Okay, hang on a bit. Okay, here we go. I need to actually click inside the window for the mouse to be bound to it. And now it has, so... I feel like I should have said a little bit more about this, but at any rate, this game resembles Grand Theft Auto in very many ways, and I think best way to do it will be just by demonstrating it, to show that it is.
Homie, somebody ate every dessert in the house. I need you to run to the store and pick up some of that ice cream with the miniature pies in it.
Oh, must have been one of our kids. Probably Millhouse.
Yes.
Let's do this thing!
Well, I don't think the Simpsons licensed holders would benefit too much from imitating Grand Theft Auto, but you can still get into any car you want, instead of carjacking this time the person that owns the car that you're getting into will just be giving you a ride for whatever reason. And indeed, driving is definitely part of the core gameplay of this. And generally the levels are built in such a way that they loop, if I recall. If you keep driving around the diameter of the level, you will eventually come back to the place where you started, with a couple of exceptions for design purposes, but...
Hey, Apu, give me a cola and I need another bucket of ice cream with mini pies.
What happened to the ice cream with mini pies your wife bought this morning?
I probably ate it. I don't remember stuff too good.
Yes, hello, Hatter.
Congratulations, Homer. Mission complete. Go back home and talk to Mom to start the next mission.
Right, apparently that was a tutorial mission, even though it generally has a different sort of narration. I guess that didn't matter this time. But this being a sort of open world game, there's quite a few bonuses that you can get if you choose to just explore around and not just do all the missions right off the bat. That being one of them, and this being another, if I recall. Oh boy. These coins are important. I would assume because of the obvious purposes. You can buy stuff with them, mostly alternate outfits and additional vehicles, which for the most part are just for variety, but you will need a few of them mandatorily for the plot. And if I believe, yeah, if I do jump up here, we get one of the duff cards.
Storing like a candy wrapper in an updraft.
And the duff cards are generally a good thing to be collecting. There's about 7 of them in each level, if I recall. And the reason you want them is because while doing most of the optional stuff, like destroying the wasp cameras like I just did there, and getting the gags, doesn't really pay off as far as I know, except in coins. If you get all the boss cards, not the boss cards, the duff cards, I believe, you can get an additional cutscene at the end. But on with the game.
Homie, Lisa left for school without her science project. Can you get it to her?
Oh, do I have to?
You can drop it off on the way to work.
And I have to go to work?
Yes, well. Fortunately, since this is the first level, none of the missions should be very complicated. And for instance, in this all you have to do pretty much is drive to the school before Skinner gets there.
Just call me Air Homer. He used the cheat code. 2, 4, 6, 8, you suck,
Another reason why I'm doing this game for the stream, though, is as I was trying to mention earlier, before my erratic train of thought interrupted me. This is a game I've been playing for a long time now. I had it as since I was in primary school, I believe, and but the version I owned was the GameCube version, which I still have. I believe it still works pretty well. But the thing is, I wasn't terribly well at English when I played this for the first time, so I missed a lot of the references, so I started replaying a bit of this, as I mentioned earlier, and was kind of baffled at the volume of stuff that's in this game that I didn't get earlier. Also, let's travel in this amazingly epic music for a moment. Okay.
Thanks for bringing me my model of the digestive system. Hey, where's the gallbladder?
I got hungry and it was a fig.
It was modeling clay.
Oh.
By the way, Dad, Mom called. She says she needs to talk to you at home before you go to work.
Oh! I am too smart. I am too smart. S-M-R-T. I mean, S-M-A-R-T.
And while I'm still not the biggest person on Simpsons lore, so to speak, I do catch the occasional reference, like I believe that little gag there was from the episode where Homer goes back to college.
I didn't do it.
Also, speaking of kicking children,
I got my mission.
yeah, you can kick people in this game. That's something I don't think I've really addressed so far, but if you do, if you cause mayhem,
Don't worry, that should heal fast.
that yellow meter in the corner fills up. And if it fills up all the way, you get chased by the police. And if you get caught by the police, much like in the Grand Theft Auto games, you get a fine of like 50 coins, thereabouts. But honestly, not much happens beyond that. Because it can be kind of detriment, since a lot of the missions involve driving around carelessly or recklessly, causing a lot of mayhem. And if the meter does fill up, when that happens, the police can very easily get in your way. Note too that, despite Homer's girth, he has quite the adept he's quite the adept double jumper. As are all the playable characters in this game, because he's only one of them. But I'll get to that when it comes up. For now I'm just sort of trying to get all the coins in this area, since, as I mentioned, coins will be necessary at a couple of points, one of which should be coming up before too long. Let's see if you can figure out how to get past this part.
Whoa!
Like I almost didn't there. Both for the purpose of getting the coins and of destroying that thing, which in turn leads to more coins. But having accomplished that, let us return to the Simpsons home. I might as well destroy this thing while we're here. Not sure if that nets you less coins than doing it on foot, but at any rate, it's not like you have a limited supply of coins in this game. You can just kick a bunch of pedestrians around. Or another easy way to get coins is by blowing up other cars. You get like 10 of them each time you blow up a new car. But of course that makes the mayhem meter rise, the hit and run meter I believe it's called. That's what gives the name to this game. In a far quicker manner than usual. Well, at least the damage I'm causing to my own car can be easily fixed by getting one of these wrenches. And if your car gets blown up and you can't find a wrench nearby, you can just go to a phone booth, which is where you summon the other cars, and pay 10 coins to have it repaired. So what are we up to now?
Homer, go talk to Ned Flanders.
Oops.
Hey, I'm the world's greatest neighbor. I even have a mug to that effect.
Apologies about that, I didn't realize that apparently focusing the window at certain points does result in that.
Hey, I found my lost nachos.
But
Let's do this thing.
yeah, the gist of this next mission is we have to help out Ned with something he's preoccupied with. I wonder what it could be.
I'm all in a dither, Homer. So many of my possessions have disappeared. I called the police to find the culprit.
Culprit, eh?
My lawnmower, my cooler, my lawn chair, a family portrait, even Rod's inhaler. What kind of sick individual would take this stuff?
Oh no, I borrowed all of Flanders' stuff. Quick, think of an excuse to get out of here. Excuse me, I think I have to go shuck some corn.
Well, I have to confess even right now I sometimes miss
It's crashing time.
what they're trying to say at times.
I love to sit.
But now is the time when games start demonstrating that it does require a certain degree of skill to be able to get through it. Skill which, oddly enough, I didn't possess in such a degree
I almost spilled my... What's next? Flanders cooler. I gave it to Barney.
when I first played it, but yeah, we get to make a pit stop here so that we can talk to Barney and get the cooler from him.
You remember that cooler I gave you for your birthday? Well, Flanders wants it back.
Now what will I use for a toilet?
Well, we got the cooler at any rate.
You mean I gotta get more?
I like how most of the time, though, Homer can't get run over by the other cars.
Almost done. Now I need Flanders' stupid picture of his stupid family.
And as you may have noticed, there's a lot of off-the-road areas with shortcuts and certain passages that will be necessary to.
Where did I leave Rod's stupid inhaler? Duh, on top of the dump truck.
Of course. It will probably be necessary to familiarize oneself with for some of the tougher missions in this. But I believe this might be the last item we have to get for now.
Senselessly pushing. Now to return this stuff before the cops find me sitting around talking to myself.
Usually we are given plentiful time to do this, which makes sense since this is only the second mission in the whole game. But of course the time limits and such become a lot less forgiving later on. So after running over these few people here, we're back at Ned's place.
Stretch the legs and the crotch. Flanders, look! I found your missing stuff! Now, about the reward.
Thanks, neighbor Rooney. Here's your reward. A prayer from the Lord's #1 fan. Our Father in heaven, bless this noble oaf.
Stupid Flanders getting happiness from religion. In your face! Woohoo!
Yep. Also, hello AB. And while we're here, might as well check out the backyards of Flanders, please. And when you see blue glow like that, just a moment, it generally signifies that there's a gag there that we haven't activated. Such as in this case.
Is that you, Lord?
Yeah, the Flanders bomb shelter which they have for the event of the apocalypse. I believe that was referenced in a couple of episodes, but I don't recall exactly which ones. And we can get a pretty good amount of coins from these Boscola crates here. And of course there's a Simpsons backyard right next door, with the Tiki statue. You can get hit by the flames all you want and nothing happens to that. Always struck me as odd, but there's also the flames coming from this thing. And here is the place where you can climb up to Bart's bedroom window, though.
Where am I gonna put all these?
That doesn't really serve a purpose right now, except for providing a footstep to get to that that card. And finally, these little stash of things right next door. Forget if anyone's supposed to live here in particular in the canon of the show, but if they are, I don't know who that is. I do recall spending a lot of time trying to get through the last few missions. Mostly because of their nature, but I don't know if I should spoil that quite yet.
Wow, I need a disco nap.
But I did manage to clear them on the original GameCube version, or I don't know if there was an original version even. I know this was multi-platform. And one of my friends had a PS2 version, I think. But with any luck, it shouldn't be too hectic trying to clear that mission when I do eventually get to it.
Even Springfield Penitentiary has been locked down.
Yeah, well, forgot we could, if we stand close to the TV, we can get another gag.
Homie, you're late for work. And today's your workplace evaluation with Mr. Smithers.
Ah! You'll find my scorpion farm! Then where will my scorpions live? Only one person can help me. Lenny!
How can Lenny help? Well, let's find out. By getting to the power plant, I believe. Actually, no, that's right. First we have to get a special vehicle, because Marge did mention that Smithers is trying to get like a report of how well Homer's doing. And of course, Homer doesn't like to work, so we can't have that.
Ow, my head!
So for a little subversive mission. Well, if I can get unstuck from this thing, might as well destroy this stuff.
Oh, I wanted a peanut.
And this is where the coins really come into play. I believe Lena is across the street. So there we go. Why do we need to remain in this general area for this reason?
Hey, Homer, how about a breakfast churro?
No time! Tell me where to find Mr. Smithers!
Yeah, I think I saw him at the Quickie Mart. More breakfast churros for Lenny.
I'm gonna need a car with a little more junk in the trunk if I'm gonna take him out. I wonder if Barney still has the Plow King.
Well, I do remember that episode, Mr. Plow. From the 4th season, I believe. That was kind of
Barney,
odd,
can I
though.
borrow the Plow King?
Take what you want, sexy leprechaun. Just don't shoot me with that dart gun. Oh.
Whatever.
Yeah, this is the point where I realize how long it's really been since I've seen The Simpsons, but we need this vehicle, the Plow King. I think we can also get the Mr. Plow vehicle for that matter.
Sweet!
But thankfully, since we've spent that little time aside grinding for coins, there's no problem trying to get it. And having acquired the this kind of slow but amazingly sturdy vehicle, we can fulfill our mission of stopping Smithers. Right after we fight him, that is.
Goodbye, cruel world. Look out!
I blame society.
And the Quickie Mart is just up ahead, and sure enough, the objective is now to destroy Smithers' car.
I have no experience.
Mostly by ramming into him with this tank of a vehicle.
Oh, I swallowed my gum.
Also making him crash into solid walls and such. And if you can get him trapped in a certain zone, that works pretty well too.
Lousy, rotten karmic retribution.
But if he does get to the power plant, we will not be able to complete this mission,
Nothing lasts forever.
so with any luck,
I am evil Homer. I am
Oh,
evil
yes.
Homer.
I think I'm getting in a good spot here. Or maybe not. Maybe he could be somewhat agile, but I believe one more good shove
Possession
should
drives
do the trick.
me. Okay, that's a lot.
Judging by how that damage bar in the top left is blinking.
My convertible.
Or he could do it himself.
Waxed and undercoated.
That's what you get for expecting me to do the job for which I am paid.
Well, luckily all the characters wanted to jump out of their smoking cars just before they explode. With maybe a few canon exceptions, such as in the last mission, but again. Well, in the last 3 missions really, since the last 3 missions in this game are basically the same thing. 3 times with different cars. Oh yeah, you can destroy the cameras with a car too if it's big enough, I forgot about that. But now we're at the power plant. How do we manage to get here without anyone being the wiser to our mishaps? So after getting even more money from vandalism, actually, I think there's a certain something we can do here with the car,
My
the
bikini
pink car.
zone's chafing.
So let me get that cold up real quick.
Can you come and get me? I'll pay you in back rubs.
Because this car is small enough that we can actually drive it into the office.
I'm a lean, mean speed thingy.
Oh, but then it
How
can...
can I
that
think
can
with
happen.
that camera? Oh, sexy girls could be watching me on the internet. Stupid cameras. You should be smashed. I'll destroy you at your power source!
Well, I'll destroy you at your power source if I'm actually able to leave the office with the car in the way.
Let's do this thing!
I don't think I've ever had this particular something happen to me before, but... yeah, now our new mission is to destroy these power couplings.
What? That wasn't part of the deal?
Oh boy.
Okay, that's a lawsuit.
And also get our car blown up, apparently. Fortunately, we can still drive the cars around even if they're just carcasses like that. So this is, as you can see, a kind of on-foot platforming section, and of which there will be more. Actually, I recall one of these kind of being on the last level and being kind of aggravating, but at least these platforming sections have kind of decent controls for a game of this type. But the camera's not really helping me right now.
If you're so smart, how come I broke you?
At least we can use these moving grills to our advantage.
Anyone likes these things.
Don't know if we can get past this. Yes, we can. Never mind.
Stupid like a fox.
And even though we're already done with the time limit, I think I'm going to go ahead and try to get the...
I'm soaring like a
whoops,
candy wrapper in an
I forgot.
updraft.
Gonna try to get the duff car that's up here, even though that requires some rather tricky platform walking on these fans, which I don't imagine will be too... yep. I'll just go ahead and get that later. So all we have to do now is get back into the office. And I'll try to do that while driving the car, because why not? Hopefully it's the correct width. Maybe I actually need to repair the car to be able to get inside.
Watch it. Meet my gun.
Yeah, I think I don't know if I can get in here without repairing the car. So I think I'm gonna try to do that real quick.
Can you come and get me? I'll pay you in back rubs. Well, it's about time.
So if we do come in here while driving the car...
Finally, I can get some sleep.
Mindless drones, return to your ugly families.
Ow!
we get slightly skewed camera angles.
So talented and good looking.
I recall getting a chuckle out of me back when I played this as a kid. And I was kind of surprised when I saw that still works in this version. Also a new gag, with the skeleton floating in the glowing waste. But at any rate we're done here, so let's return to the Simpsons home. Oh yeah, the cheats in this game. I almost forgot that there were cheats in this. I remember being so relieved when I found out that was the case. I think there was one that lets you drive around without a speed limit. And also I think it's actually really difficult to clear that jump. At least with the cars we currently have, because we will get much faster ones later. We can get much faster ones in this level, but they're really fragile. Yeah, the hunk to jump thing is like the press L to levitate thing that a lot of Nintendo 64 games have.
I like that when I got here.
So we made it back home. And if we step inside,
Ow, my metal skull!
we can see Grandpa in the background and also trigger the next plot cutscene, I believe.
Leaving the famous bearded cartoon creator incarcerated in a Peruvian jail. In other news, local citizens are outraged over the discovery of surveillance cameras throughout the town. We go now to City Hall, where Mayor Quimby is fielding questions from an angry mob.
These miniature cameras are an outrage. Spying on our women's dressing rooms, bathrooms, and locker rooms is unforgivable. I think I speak for all Springfielders when I say, where is the sexy footage?
In other unexplained news, strange black vans have been appearing all over town.
Marge, that black van is spying on us.
Oh, homie, you're so sexy when you're paranoid.
Piece of cake. Cake. Speed limit.
You have time to investigate this black van that just appeared. But you're gonna do it while getting close to the car, because it's very easy to get close to it on foot while not being close to a car and just lose it immediately as it drives away. And thankfully, this being the first level and even the Tails, the Saturn vehicle missions are, or mission, I think this is the only one that's in this level, are pretty simple. Well, most of the time they are, at least. Do you like how the cows aren't looking too healthy there? I think that's a reference to the Tamako episode, I remember that. So now we get to see the portions of the planet that we haven't explored. If we can make this jump and get the wrench. And now we wait for the van, which, well, showed up there faster than I was expecting. And we get here through the not Illuminati tunnel. To finally end up here in the rich part of town. And to the left we have Burns' mansion.
Oh, Mr. Burns is behind all this. Evil spying is so like him, that wrinkled old monkey skeleton. Oh, that was too easy.
I think if I recall there's actually 3 levels set in this map. Under different circumstances. And in one of those we actually get to explore the inside of Burns' mansion, but that won't be for a while yet.
I regret nothing.
So we need to do something about this ploy that apparently Homer has perceived that Mr. Burns is up to. Which he has some justification for, I mean. Mr. Burns is like the quintessential Simpsons villain.
You almost nicked me.
But first let's see if Marge can help.
Mr. Burns is spying on everybody. We've got to follow him.
Not now, Homer. A new violent video game has hit the streets.
Oh
and
no.
we need to get rid of it before it warps any children with its bloops and bleeps.
But that game sounds awesome.
And therefore should be destroyed.
I guess.
So I guess Marge watched the trailer for Hatred as well. Even though it hasn't been released yet.
Marge Simpson, at your service.
It's crashing time.
No, but the way we do this is by taking the Canyonero
I'm not very good at this.
and crashing into the game's truck,
Karmic retribution.
which causes it to drop copies of the game apparently, or boxes with copies of the game. And of course we need to do this 10 times before the time runs out. think there's a few missions like this over the course of the
You're
game.
gonna lose it, Buster. Is this going to affect my...
At least generally, destroying your vehicle generally isn't an issue during these sorts of missions.
Need some road rage.
I'm a lean, mean speed thingy.
Speaking of road rage,
Expensive.
I think that was actually, that comes from one of the March-focused episodes, though I don't really remember how that one went. And there was also a game called Simpsons Road Rage,
Take that.
which was also, you know, predictably enough, driving based.
Precaution.
Hello.
You got it.
But if I recall, that one wasn't similar to this one in the regard that you could never leave the cars, so that was the entire focus of it.
Wow, a lot of people have pools. If only kids would play more video games about sharing.
Bart, you know I abhor crazy plans. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go spy on my boss. We're number one! We're number one!
Well, yeah, we need to deal with this in our own way, so let's call the family car again. Don't remember if, yeah, we can see the other cars we can get in this level, but we don't actually have any of them yet. Yet one of the surveillance vans, though. But let's just get the good old family car for now. So if I recall, when you do unlock the cars from the later levels, you can use them in the previous levels as well. I think if I recall, you were supposed to buy some of the cars some of the extra cars from Gil, actually. We could get something from him right now. In fact, I think I'm gonna try it. Should be able to afford
Yeah,
something.
you're gonna buy a car?
Get the duff truck, the surveillance van, and that's it. Let's get the van. So, where's this van? I don't really see it anywhere. There it is. We are now part of the conspiracy. Also, I can't really see what's in front of me because of the giant satellite dish that's on top of the van. Oh well. But some of the other cars we can get by doing special missions for certain characters. I think the one we have to do those missions for on this level is Cletus, but I've already gone past him, so...
I have no insurance!
Don't think I need a duff truck right now, though.
Your driving is adequate, but lacks passion.
Well, there's Carl. Before we talk to him, though, I think I'm gonna check out this place, because... Yep, there's a gag here, if I recall. It's from the episode where Homer becomes incredibly fat, which... One of those...
Hey, I found my lost
One of the
gadget.
costumes from the later levels actually references that episode as well, or maybe it could be from this level, I don't recall. You can get extra outfits too at the Quickie Mart in this level.
Hey, Homer. You look like you're having one of your trademark adventures.
Danger! Mr. Burns! Mini cameras! Black vans!
Oh, good thing I'm drunk.
Stupid drunk! Oh no, he's going to Warren Burns! I can't believe I'm racing the same guy twice in one day!
Yep. So it's time for mission. I actually recall having trouble the first time I played this.
Stay on target!
Trouble with...
Stay on target!
Need to get to Mr. Burns' mansion before Smithers does. Could just cut through the power plant, but I believe it's closed for this particular mission. Oh god. And this is where I realize it may not have been the best idea to get the surveillance man to this mission. Because it doesn't handle that well. And, as you can see... Oh god.
I dented your car.
Smithers is actually a fairly competent traitor.
But still, I dented your car.
Yep. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it first try at least.
As soon as I'm done scratching myself,
If I don't, I will
and people
try to
say
do it
I'm
again
slow.
with the
Wait a
pink
minute,
car.
that was an insult.
I'm actually getting ahead of him. Oh god. And then of course stuff like this happens, much like in GTA.
2, 4, 6, 8, you suck, I'm great. Da 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 da, you I hate.
Eat dick, buddy.
Thankfully Smithers doesn't seem too preoccupied with being fast now, apparently.
Yeah, you like that, don't you?
And he has the same problems that I
Out of
do
control.
with crashing into others.
Eat my dust eater. Oh, now I have a wedgie. Oh, out of control.
Oh lord. Don't know if you can actually flip your car here, like it's so easy to do in like GTA for instance.
Eat my dust.
But I don't think I'm too keen on finding out right now.
2, 4, 6, 8, you
And
suck, I'm great. Da,
yeah,
da,
if you
da,
make this
da,
jump, you think you can get on top of that house to the right, but I missed that one now. Ooh, I did make it.
I wish I had a dog with a saddle. See, Montgomery Burns, I know you're guilty. Accused! Sir?
Fine, I admit it. I had Amelia Earhart's plane shot down. That hussy was getting too big for her jumpers.
No! You're spying on Springfield with your black vans and surveillance cameras.
Black vans? Aren't they connected with some sort of pizziola concern?
What? They were only pizza vans? I'm a Class 5 idiot.
Smithers, release the hounds. And if this oaf is an employee of the plant, fire him at once.
I'm king of the world!
And with that I believe, yeah, that's the end of level 1. Barely got anything because I just sort of sped through the story missions. But I still managed to get almost 1/3 of the level complete. So let's save. Because I'm not really trying to do the full run right now, just sort of get through the story.